Woodhaven Plaza versus Right Turn Driving School. 2600960.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kevin Taylor appearing for the plaintiff. My client, the property manager, Aisha Cruz, is here with me.
Good morning, Ms. Cruz. Your name, ma'am? You have to unmute, ma'am.
Sorry, Your Honor. My name's Aisha Cruz, property manager for Woodhaven Plaza.
Is Right Turn Driving School here?
Good morning, Your Honor. We're here. Jason and Kara.
Okay. Tell me your full names, please.
Jason Pimer.
And Kara Pimer.
Okay, good enough. All right. Did you two listen to and understand the rights on the video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do either one of you wish to speak to a lawyer or apply for funding?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Ma'am?
No. No, Your Honor.
All right. So what do you have here? Is this for non-payment? How much is
Your Honor.
how much is owed? Just tell me the total amount owed.
$6,721.
Woodhaven Plaza versus Right Turn Driving School. 2600960.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kevin Taylor appearing for the plaintiff. My client, the property manager, Aisha Cruz, is here with me.
Good morning, Ms. Cruz. Your name, ma'am? You have to unmute, ma'am.
Sorry, Your Honor. My name's Aisha Cruz, property manager for Woodhaven Plaza.
Is Right Turn Driving School here?
Good morning, Your Honor. We're here. Jason and Kara.
Okay. Tell me your full names, please.
Jason Pimer.
And Kara Pimer.
Okay, good enough. All right. Did you two listen to and understand the rights on the video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do either one of you wish to speak to a lawyer or apply for funding?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Ma'am?
No. No, Your Honor.
All right. So what do you have here? Is this for non-payment? How much is
Your Honor.
how much is owed? Just tell me the total amount owed.
$6,721.25. And to explain it, it's holdover rent. They haven't signed a new lease since 2024. So that's what it is. This is a commercial lease, Your Honor.
How much is the rental rate?
Your Honor, the rental rate with the holdover rate is $1,156.25. The rental rate is $925, but the holdover provision provides for 125% as a holdover.
So how many months do they owe for? 4?
Approximately 29 months of holdover, Your Honor.
29 months?
They've been paying the face amount of the rent, but they haven't signed a new lease and they've not paid the holdover. And we've tried to resolve this to get them to settle or pay the holdover to sign a new lease. And we're kind of at a stalemate, and we're just asking for a possession judgment for this amount.
All right. So the monthly rental rate now, I just want to make sure I understand this. You're telling me is $1,156.25 a month? Am I right?
Inclusive of the holdover, Your Honor.
Okay. Folks, what do you have to say? You gotta either pay up or move out.
Well, it's not an issue of paying, because again, we've paid rent. The notice that we received says rent has not been paid since September 30th of 25, but we do pay rent every single month. I have plenty of documentation.
How much are you
The
paying
issue
per
has
month?
been $925.
But you're not paying the $1,156.25, right?
Correct, because we have documentation from the managers of the property that have stated holdover will be due at lease signing. I've got some documentation holdover. We will discuss with the landlord about removing holdover. We've had conversations for 2 years regarding the property and the condition of the HVAC unit. We have worked with management to get this taken care of. So this stems from signing a new lease. We have tried to sign a long-term lease. We've been here 17 years. We've never not made a rent payment. And in the new lease, they want us to accept the HVAC as is, knowing it doesn't work properly. So we're not able to sign the new lease until we get resolution to the HVAC system. So I've had plenty of conversations with both the managers of the property. There's been 4 since this has transpired. Management of the property and the representative with leasing, and I have documentation that says holdover will be due upon lease signing, which we won't dispute, even though I also have documentation that says it will be removed once we sign a long-term lease. All we need is resolutions to an HVAC system
So
problem.
you're willing to sign the new lease with the increased amount, provided that
Absolutely.
that they take care of the HVAC system?
Correct. And I have in writing that they would repair or replace it with a licensed technician. And we have been distraught for 2 years experiencing a broken HVAC system with them sending out unlicensed contractors to do repairs, and it still does not work properly. So we can't sign a lease accepting it as is, which is what they're asking for, without that working properly. And yes, I spoke to the owner of the property, the landlord, in January. We even said we will agree to pay to have it repaired, but we have to have a licensed contractor that we choose so we know it's, repaired properly. And we want to sign a long-term lease and we can move forward. They have not responded to that since February. We just received this in the mail and were notified. We received it in the mail Monday. The court officer came out on Thursday. So we've done our best to prepare as much documentation as possible. I reached out to Mr. Taylor on Thursday. He said that he wanted to have resolution and they want to work with us and get the HVAC system repaired, that he would contact me back, and he did not.
So far, it doesn't sound like they're being unreasonable, Mr. Taylor.
Well, Your Honor, the tenant's leaving out a couple of very important facts, Your Honor, that I'd like to explain to the court. Provision 19 of the lease, Your Honor, provides that the tenant at its sole expense will maintain and repair the HVAC system. So
Is that the old lease or the new lease?
The current lease is from 2021. They've not signed a new lease. So the
I get
existing
it, but
lease,
wait a minute. Are you saying paragraph 19 of the 2021 lease says that?
yes, Your Honor. That's a very important fact, that it's on the tenant. And this is common in a commercial matter, Your Honor, but that's what it says in this case. It says that they're responsible. The landlord has spent some money and efforts, but they know that they signed and agreed to do this. So it's their obligation to do it. Also, Your Honor, the lease provides that they accepted the premises as is. They've been there for many years. They accepted, that would be provision 24, Your Honor, of the lease. They accepted the premises as is. I have spoken to the tenant a couple of times. I'm asking for the court to enter a possession judgment only, not a money judgment in this amount. Maybe with that judgment in place, the tenant will, in good faith, work with us to get this resolved. We would like them to stay, but they haven't been paying the full rent all these years, Your Honor, and they've been a holdover
Okay,
since
so
February of
do me a
2024.
favor. Tell me again, okay, I get it. When the new lease was going to take effect, what is the differential in the rent between the old rent and the new rent?
Okay, the tenant received a lease for 3 years at the rate of $925 a month.
Okay.
That's still what is being charged before the holdover, Your Honor. Then in March of 2024, they became obligated. So that's 2 years now. They've been obligated to pay the holdover rent, which is $1156.25. They have been paying $925 a month, but they're not paying the difference.
Okay, so that's only $231.25 differential. I'm just curious if that's the case since March of 24. I mean, it doesn't seem to me like it should be 67.21.25. 12 times 200 is 2,400. 12 times 31 is $372. So it seems to me that it should be 2772. You guys, so did you hear what he said? I don't care who wants to speak over here. I'm just going to address you both. He's telling me paragraph 19 of the 2021 lease made you guys responsible for repairs of the HVAC system. Do you agree with that or not agree with that?
I do agree with that, Your Honor, and that is with the stipulation that the reason we signed the long-term contract for 3 years is because we were maintaining a 42-year-old HVAC system that was costly. So the landlord agreed to replace the HVAC at the building in 2021 for us to sign a new lease. So we agreed to that with the assumption it's a brand new unit. So, maintenance should be very
Okay,
reasonable.
let me just make sure I
Well,
understand. Wait.
Sure.
You're telling me that somehow, some way, the landlord agreed to replace the HVAC system in 21. Am I understanding you or not understanding you?
Correct. It was
Wait a
replaced
minute,
in
let me
late.
ask you a question. And
Yep.
so based on that agreement, that promise, you're telling me that you went ahead and agreed to pay for the repairs to the HVAC system because you're
Correct.
telling me you believed it to be a new one, you were going to have a new system, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Wait a
Correct.
minute, slow down. Now, let me ask you a question. Does that appear anywhere in the lease?
About replacing the unit? It does
Correct.
not appear in the lease. No, I have some documentation outside of the lease.
What kind of documentation do you have?
I even have documentation stating in July of the unit, I guess, the premises of this is that the unit was installed by an unlicensed contractor, so the warranty was voided on the unit from Carrier. We have
Okay, wait a minute.
experience.
Wait. So they did actually have it replaced, the
They
HVAC
did.
system, but it was an
They did.
unlicensed contractor, and therefore, and you've experienced problems with it? Is that what you're telling me?
From the beginning, Your Honor, yes, from the beginning.
Yes.
So if I could interject real short. So I've been in this industry since 1997, a public school teacher since 1997. And I have to come here almost daily since we've had this unit installed for 3 years to make sure the heat is not out. There's been times I've come in here at 2, 3 o'clock for a 3:30 class and I have no heat. I'm scrambling to put space heaters in here. I'm calling the landlord. I'm begging for the heat to be turned on because I can't have minors or anybody in a classroom where it's 40 degrees. In the summertime, the AC doesn't work. I can't put 30
Why
kids in
isn't
a
that at
classroom.
least, wait a minute, let me stop you a second. I get it.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Primer, what kind of documentation do you have?
I have documentation even for going back through 2022 and 2023. I have a letter from Carrier, that's the manufacturer of the unit.
Wait a minute. You told me you signed, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, I agree.
You told me you signed the lease based upon the premise. The two of you signed the lease based upon the premise the HVAC system was going to be replaced. Did you say that or not?
That is correct, yes.
And you signed the lease. Wait a minute, let me finish. You signed the lease in
Yes, sir.
2021, correct?
Correct.
You're telling me your documentation wasn't provided to you, or you don't have documentation of any of these conversations until 22 or 23, right?
Well, to be honest, I believe I have some documentation prior to that, but we only had a couple days notice, so I was pulling all the documentation from 21 and after. But I have documentation in 2024 after the current lease expired in writing that says the landlord will agree to replace and or repair the HVAC unit with a licensed technician.
What about that, Mr. Taylor?
The lease says that it's the obligation of the tenant to do this, and it doesn't even say licensed. They could use a reputable company to maintain. My client has incurred expenses, even though they weren't obligated to do so, to help. But again, Your Honor, it's as is. That's what they agreed to. It's their obligation to repair. The tenant claimed it only would cost about a couple of $1,000, maybe $1,500 to repair it at this point. And at the same time, they owe over $6,000 in rent that they've been refusing to pay for 25 months. So also, by the way, I did speak to Ms. Pimer twice, and she promised to send me these documents. She never has. I've never seen them. I don't know what she's talking about. And Your Honor does understand and know that to amend this lease, you would need a lease amendment signed by the parties. Letters from carrier, which might be hearsay, and other people, they don't change or amend this lease. It's as is, it's their obligation to repair it.
This kind of seems silly.
Your Honor.
I agree, Your Honor. It has been very, it should be easy to resolve. It's unfortunate the situation that we're in. We've agreed to sign a long-term lease. I've talked about it for years. I'm happy to provide all the documentation that I have. We were put in an unfortunate situation. I have documentation from 2022 from carrier itself who says that the unit poses a fire hazard. It was not installed properly. That was sent to management. They have sent out at least 4 or 5 companies.
Wait. Who made that determination? Who said that?
The carrier team themselves. Carrier sent out their actual, their licensed technicians, and they tried for about 8 months. They came out and would correct it and fix it, and then they determined that it was installed improperly.
Here's what I'm doing. I've heard enough. I'm adjourning this 2 weeks. I'm going to let you guys talk some more. If it's not resolved, I'm setting it for trial. So I'm setting this out until the 30th date. Jennifer, give me a date. And if you guys haven't resolved it by then, I'm setting it for trial. It certainly sounds like I've got enough for a triable issue, but I think I do need to see this documentation you have. So I'm going to ask you to listen to me. I'm going to ask you to make copies of it. I'm going to ask you to bring copies to the court and send them to Mr. Taylor.
Okay.
That's before the next hearing. We're going to have a hearing on March the 30th, Jennifer, at what time?
10:30.
At 10:30. So again, it sounds like you have a triable issue. I'm going to make sure I'm adjourning it 2 weeks. If not resolved, I'm setting it for trial. You can converse with Mr. Taylor, converse with Ms. Cruz if you need to, and you guys see if you can resolve it again. I'll make a determination finally on the 30th when I have a chance to look at this to see if it creates a triable issue. But I think it does from what I've heard, but I'm not going to guess. So that's what I'll do. If not resolved, set for trial. All right? Anything else anybody wants to say before I conclude here? You guys probably, I'm just telling you, you're handling it okay so far, but you're not going to be able to try a lawsuit. I mean, I don't know what I can tell you. You're not going to be able to do this on your own.
We understand, Your Honor.
So, I mean, it's like using a doctor. We'd all like to do our own medical work too, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. So I'd strongly encourage you to hire a lawyer. I'll see everybody here on the 30th. Thank you. I'm not sure. Where is your office, Mr. Taylor?
I'm in West Bloomfield. I was going to ask if we could do it on Zoom, Your Honor, if all the
I
documents.
usually let Zoom, but this seems a little bit more, how do I say it?
I prefer to be in person, Your Honor. That way I can provide all the documentation. I think it's a lot better of a situation for all of us.
Mr. Taylor, I don't usually require that, but I'd like you to appear in person on this one.
I've been out there before, Your Honor. You have a nice courthouse. I have no problem. Hopefully I can get there. I heard you telling another litigant.
Well, you can't go through, you're not gonna be able to come via Allen Road. So, there's another route. And when you get off of 75 there, what is that? Ford Lane. You can get off of West, get on a place called, I think it's Ford Lane, and then go over to Van Horn, but it's not gonna be fun.
Okay, Your Honor.
This place has had trains around it since my father built the building here, or was involved in that in 1976. So they're finally gonna resolve that issue. So that's gonna be nice, but it's gonna take 3 years, so it's gonna be painful.
Well, hopefully we can get it resolved, Your Honor. If not, we'll see you in a couple of weeks. I was going to ask if your court staff could allow us to meet in a meeting room online to get started, and then we can follow up from there.
Right now, you mean in the breakout
Yeah.
room? Absolutely, they'll
Ms.
do that
Cruz
for you.
and the Pimers
You
and
guys can
myself.
resolve this,
I think
and then
you're
everybody will
correct.
be happy, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good
Thank you,
day,
Your Honor.
everybody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Don't go anywhere, Mr. and Mrs.
Thank
Putnam.
you.
We're gonna put you in a breakout room.
Thank you, sir.